Yo, what's up, everyone? Gonna go ahead and do case project 3-5, split the bill app. It's been a while, but I'm gonna go ahead and continue the series and at least finish up to chapter 6. And if I need to do another chapter or two, I'll go ahead and do those. But for sure, I'm gonna go up to chapter 6. So right now, I'm opening up Android Studio. Gonna go ahead and start a new Android Studio project. Empty activity. I'm gonna go ahead and call it split the bill. And then we're going to put it in the correct directory. So I have an Android projects. I'm going to make a new file called case 3.5 and then create and then open, and everything else checks out. So then you hit finish. Oh, it should not contain white spaces. Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh, it worked. Okay, so hopefully that's not an issue. Close. Okay, so first things first is so it's gonna have a welcome screen that displays the title, an image, and a button that displays a second screen. So let's go ahead and do that. Open up case, app, source, main, Java. So let's open up the main activity. It's been a while since I've done this. Okay, so let's go ahead and close that. I think it's res and then layout, activity main, XML. Okay, so this is loading up. Sweet. Okay, and let's open up the design. And then we also want to open up our strings just to have it open. Uh, Open editor. Yeah, this is what I want to. Okay, let's try and get familiar again. So let's go ahead and add a text field, and that's just going to be text title. It's just going to say welcome screen displays the title. So split the bill. Okay, and then we're going to have a button. So btn. Um, I don't even know what you would call it. We'll just say button 1. Okay, and then click here. Okay, and then we have an image. So we're going to have a image description for our handicapped people. Not handicapped, I should have said that. For our visually impaired people. Okay, so image description, and it's just going to be a image of restaurant. I always get this wrong. I don't think I spelled it right. Okay, so let's go ahead and get an image. So open up Chrome. And this one looks okay. So I'm going to go ahead and save image as, and it has to be lowercase. I'll just call it logo. And we're also going to put it in the Android case project. And it's going to, okay, so we're going to have to change that. Okay, so it's downloaded. And then we go ahead and open it. And we're going to want to make it a PNG. So rename PNG. PNG. Okay, so that should work. So then you just copy it. And then you go to, I think, layout, drawable. And then you just paste it in here. So just paste. Okay, I'm just going to use this one. Yep. Okay. Alrighty, so I'll just delete this one. Drag a new one. And this is going to be text title. Add the constraints. And then text, we're just gonna, we're just gonna associate it with the text title, split the bill, okay. And then we could just make the size 34 SP. For now, we could just fix it a bit. Okay, so it's gonna center it out. And then you just send it up. Okay, so now we need the image. Okay, then we go to projects, I believe, logo, okay, and then we'll just do image 1. Or what did I name it? Image description. Oh, okay. Yeah, so we'll just do image 1. Okay, and then we're going to set the constraints. Center it out. Okay, and then we do the height. Somewhere here. Oh, I think I hit it. Okay. Do this one for height. Oh no, I did width. And then height. Okay. And then we can send it up. That's fine. And then we have a button. Oh, actually the image has a image description. So content description. Move this slider. Okay. Image of restaurant. Okay. So then we're gonna have a button. We're just going to BTN1, the constraints. See, and sometimes it doesn't. No. All right, so then we'll do 250. Too high. All right. And then we're gonna associate it with text. So click here. Okay. And then so that's the size of everything. So we could go ahead and make this button bigger. Actually, take that back. You could change that with the size here to 36. All right. Then we can move it down a bit. We can make the image bigger. Move the image down. Okay, so then 100 is too low, so we'll do 250. Do 150. Okay. And then move the image down. Okay. There you go. And that's okay. So that's screen 1. And then now we could go ahead and do screen 2, which is going to have an input and output screen, request the restaurant bill, the number of people in the group, a spinner control, and they asked about quality of service. Okay, so we can go ahead and make a new class. So what we do is we go to, I believe, Java. We hit new Java class. Cancel, actually. It's a new Java activity. New activity, empty activity. And then we're going to call this one screen 2. Okay. Let Enter Studio do its thing. Okay, so we have main activity, activity for the main activity. We have activity 2, the code for screen 2, and strings. So we should add some strings. So we're going to ask for the restaurant bill. So we're just going to call this text bill, and then amount, right? Or is it one M? I think it's one. Amount, or we'll just do bill total. Okay. And this is going to be text bill hint. Actually, you know what? I'll just do hint bill. Okay. So, and then we're also going to have hint group num, and then number of people in your group. Okay. And then what else? We're going to have a spinner. So I'll go ahead and do that later. Alright, so activity 2. Let's go ahead and add the bill, which is going to be decimal. And this is going to be text bill. And then hint is going to be total bill total. Okay. Any other constraints? Alright, so we have the bill total, and then we have the number of people in the group. Text group, constraints, okay, and that hint's going to have the association of hint group number. Let me zoom in. Okay. Let's make this one a little bit bigger. So height and 85. Let's see what this one was. Oh, so height is 85. Whoops. And then width is 271. Alright. So, and so now we need the spinner. Okay, so we actually go on strings here, and we're going to type okay, string array name, and we'll just call it spin quality. Okay. So it shouldn't be doing that. Oh, okay, that's why. Wrong one. Okay. And then we're gonna have our items. It's excellent. Average. And then poor. I don't think so. That's just the name. So we're just gonna have to do it again. Excellent. Average. Poor. Okay. So I don't know why it's freaking out. It shouldn't be doing that. To have string array name and then have the name of it, and it's missing that. Okay, there you go. And then we have item. So technically, you don't need the item names, especially at the beginning of all this. But if you know web development, then you kind of see why you would have the name. Okay. Okay. So we have the strings, and then we go to here, and we could add the spin name or spin group, and then that's just going to be select a rating, and then okay. All right. So then we go back to screen 2. We add our spin container. Okay. And then yeah, spin group, and then add the constraints. And then so you can see it's kind of wide, so we look for a spin, and then the width, I always just take it down a number. Oh, whoops. Okay, so let's do 300. Okay, and then we'll just do 400. Yeah, 400 is fine. And so then we associate it. So we're going to add the entries, spin quality. We're going to add it, make it a dialog since we add the hint. So then we associate the hint, which is just going to be the prompt. Select the rating, hit OK. Okay, I feel like I'm forgetting something, but we're good. So the prompt also asks, okay, so that's step 1. So step 2 now is calculate the percent of the tip, which is 18%, and divide the restaurant bill with the tip included among the members of your party. Display the tip amount and the individual share of the bill. So that means we're going to have a string that is going to be a text result. And we'll just leave it blank. So we hit OK. Go back to screen 2, text view, and then we add our text result. Give it the constraints. Okay. Once we do that, we associate the text with just blank text result. Okay. So we have that set up. Let me go ahead and select text result, and we're just going to make it big. So I know the height was 85 here. Here we could do 200 dB. Because why not? Okay. So if we want to see the code in action, we first need to set up the button. So we're going to do button 1. I didn't hit enter. Equals, lose that button. I'm like, new, let me just check again. It's been a minute. Okay. Equals button, and then find field by ID, and then we do R, which is for res, and then ID, and button. Because we named it button 1 right here. Okay. So once we do that, we add the semicolon. Then we go down, and then now we button code.set onClick listener, new view onClick listener. Gives us some code, and so we're here. So now we're going to tell it to go to a different page, which I know was in chapter 2. Okay. So we're going to do start activity, intent, new intent, and then inside this parentheses, we're in the main activity, and then we're telling it that we want to go to a new activity, which is called screen 2 dot class. Okay. So we're just going to test and see if it takes us to the second screen. So the build failed. Okay, so why? 3.6 is incompatible with attribute text size. Okay. See what the highest. Okay, it's kind of dumb. Oh, you know what? I didn't have the SP. Okay, so that should fix it. Okay, so we have our app. Split the bill. Then I hit click here. And then it takes us to the second. So we know it works. Okay, so that's good. So we're going to go ahead and shut it down. Close this file. Okay, so we're done coding for main activity Java. And we're done with the screen. We could add to see the activity, what do you call it? I think it's this one. Yeah. So we see that that's going to be there. So we could actually lower this. So we're done with activity 1 and 2. So we could go ahead and close it. If you're comfortable, you could. If you're not comfortable, you could leave it open. Okay, so now we need a code screen 2. Okay, so that looks good. All right. This build total, we could actually set that centered, so we could do center horizon, I believe. And then we could also make it center vertical. Alrighty. So now let's code. So we go back to my chapter. I'm going to have some variables that are going to be on top of the program because everything else is going to be inside this function onCreate. So we go here and declare their variables. Okay. So we're going to have a double, which is going to be tax, and that equals 0.18. And what else do we want? Okay. And then we're going to have a double that is going to be bill total. And we're also going to have a final bill, which is going to include the tax. And we're going to have an int, which is num of people. And if I'm forgetting anything, we could always add it. Oh yeah, the string for the group choice, which is what the group selects the rate of service. Okay, that should be good. If we need to add more, I will. Okay, so then let's go ahead and do end on create, and then let's go ahead here. Oh, so this is in on create, my bad, and this is in main activity 2. Okay, let's get some room. Okay, you know what I forgot is to have a button calculate and generate the text result. But I'm going to see, no, because now I need a listener for that. Yeah, so I'll just add a button. So we're going to have a button too. Calculate or split the bill. Okay. So we go back to screen 1, button, right here, button 2, add the constraints. And then we're going to associate it with split the bill. All right. So we should be good now. Okay. So let's instantiate the final edit text, which is going to be the bill total. So we'll just call it bill equals edit text. Text, and then find view ID r.id dot text bill. Okay. And then we're also going to have a final edit text group equals edit text find by view r.id dot I was hoping it would show it text group. For me, it's always good practice to put text bill, and then this is just bill, and this is text group, so that's this group. And we also have the spinner. So I'm going to do final spinner spin. Let's do spinner equals spin, and then find and r.id.spin group. Okay, we should be good there. So now let's create the button. Let's call it calculate, or just call it split. Okay, button split equals button, and I believe, oh no, we don't do it. Fine, ID, and this is equal to button 2. Okay, so split dot set on click, and then inside here we have a new view, and it gives us this. Okay, so underneath, or actually above the override, we're going to have a final text view, which is going to be result, and that's going to be equal to our text view. Outside this one, we're going to do find view ID, r.id.text result, close the semicolon. Okay. So we're going to now code the button. So once the user presses the button, code inside here should execute. So the number of people equals integer dot parse int, and then we do tickets. No, why am I saying tickets? Oh, what's it called? Here, text group dot get text. Why is it not saying that? So let me do text group. Oh, right here, group. My bad, because we already called it group dot get text, and then we do period to string, and then we close it. Okay, and then we also have total cost, which is just bill, but it's also just bill total. Bill total equals double dot parse double and bill dot get text. Oh no, two string. Yeah, it's not two string. Close it out. Okay. Okay, so we're pulling data for the number of people in the group, the bill total. So then now what we do is final bill equals bill total times text divide, and then we add some parentheses so this still gets executed first, divided by number of people, and you close it. Okay. So the app wants us to display the tip amount the individual share. So we're going to do a double tip. Okay. So tip equals bill total times tax. And then here what we do is bill total plus tip. Okay. We do that. And so now what we do is we create a decimal format for our numbers. And we'll just call it currency equals new decimal format. And then we give it a pattern. So we're going to have a money sign displayed. And there you go. And then we're going to do group choice equals group, which is the spinner, my bad. Dot get selected item dot toString. Close that bad boy up, and then result is here dot set text, and here is where we come up with our string. So let's go ahead and display total bill total, and then we're just going to say plus, get this stuff on my way. So we're going to show the bill total. And then we're going to have a new line. And we're going to have tip amount. And then plus tip. And then we're going to have a new line. And then final bill. Or individual share. This is going to be, what do we call it? Final bill. And that's it. Hey guys, I almost forgot something. So remember how we made the decimal format? So we would go ahead and put all these variables inside of parentheses inside currency. I believe there's some other step. I think it's set format or something. Oh yeah, currency dot format. Okay, we're gonna do that with all these amounts. So currency dot format, and tip, and then here as well, currency dot format. Okay, so it's actually just gonna add the numbers, the number sign to our numbers. So see how there's no dollar signs right here? It's gonna fix that. So opens the new app. Click here. Go ahead and just add 100 again. 4. And then split my bill. See how I add the dollar sign and also added another digit. And so that's essentially how you would do that. So thanks for watching, guys. Please stay subscribed. I do plan on finishing the series at least up to chapter 6. If I need to go up to 7 or 8, I will. And I'll see you next time.